Hello friends. Welcome back with another story. Please subscribe the channel if you like the content. Let's dive into the story. Once upon a time, there is a nice and quiet village. The villagers went about their daily routines, unaware of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface. Little did they know, a vampire named Lucian had made that village his home. Lucian was no ordinary vampire. Unlike his bloodthirsty counterparts from legends, he had sworn off human blood long ago. Instead, he survived on a diet of animal blood and had mastered the art of blending in with the human population. Tall and charismatic, with a brooding charm that drew people in, Lucian had become a respected figure in the village. As the story unfolds, we meet Emily, a curious and adventurous young woman who had recently moved to that village to escape the hustle and bustle of city life. She was captivated by the village's old-world charm and the warmth of its residents. Emily quickly became friends with Sarah, a local florist, who welcomed her with open arms. One fateful evening, as Emily and Sarah sat by the fireplace in Sarah's cozy cottage, the topic of local legends came up. Sarah mentioned the tale of the kind vampire, a mythical creature said to protect the village from harm. Emily was intrigued, but skeptical. She couldn't believe that such a creature could exist. Legend has it that the kind vampire lives among us, hidden in plain sight, Sarah said with a twinkle in her eye. They say he's sworn off human blood and only feeds on animals. Some even claim to have seen him wandering the woods at night. Emily chuckled. That sounds like something out of a fairy tale. Little did she know, the fairy tale was about to become her reality. Days turned into weeks, and Emily's skepticism waned. She began to notice peculiar things around the village: stray animals disappearing, odd tracks in the forest, and whispers of a mysterious figure lurking in the shadows. Her curiosity was piqued, and she decided to investigate. Armed with a flashlight and a sense of adventure, Emily ventured into the forest one moonlit night. The trees loomed overhead, casting eerie shadows on the ground. As she wandered deeper into the woods, a sense of unease settled over her. She heard rustling in the bushes and froze. "Who's there?" she called out, her voice quivering. A figure emerged from the darkness, tall and imposing. Emily's heart raced as she shone her flashlight on the stranger. To her surprise, it was Lucian, his dark eyes gleaming in the pale light. "Lucian? What are you doing here?" she stammered. He smiled, his lips curling into a half-smirk. "I could ask you the same thing, Emily." They stood there, illuminated by the soft glow of the moon, and Lucian began to share his secret. He revealed his true identity as a vampire and explained his decision to live a different kind of life, one that didn't involve feasting on innocent humans. "I've seen the darkness that consumes my kind," Lucian said, his voice tinged with sadness. "I chose a different path, one of compassion and restraint." Emily was stunned, her mind racing to process the revelation. She had so many questions, and yet, she felt a strange connection to this enigmatic creature before her. Over the following weeks, Emily and Lucian spent more time together, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. Lucian showed her the beauty of the night, the serenity of the forest, and the thrill of soaring through the sky as a bat. Emily, in turn, shared stories of her life in the city and her dreams of adventure. They both fell in love and enjoying their time. As their love deepened, Emily found herself torn between her loyalty to the village and her growing affection for Lucian. She knew that revealing his secret could have dire consequences, but she couldn't ignore the truth in her heart. One evening, as they sat on a hill overlooking the village, Emily finally mustered the courage to speak her mind. "Lucian, the villagers deserve to know the truth. But I also know that you're different. You've proven that you're not like the others." Lucian's expression was a mix of gratitude and uncertainty. "Emily, revealing my secret could put both of us in danger. The villagers might not understand, and I fear what could happen." Emily reached out and took his hand. "We can't hide forever. Perhaps there's a way to show them that not all vampires are monsters." They hatched a plan to reveal Lucian's true nature to the village without causing panic. Emily enlisted the help of Sarah and a few other trusted friends. They organized a nighttime gathering in the village square, where Lucian would make his appearance. As the villagers gathered, a hushed anticipation filled the air. Emily stood at the center of the square, her heart pounding. Beside her, Lucian took a deep breath, his eyes reflecting a mix of anxiety and hope. "Dear villagers," Emily began, her voice steady but filled with emotion, "we have a secret to share with you. A secret that challenges our beliefs and perceptions. But it is a secret that teaches us the power of compassion and the strength of friendship." With those words, Lucian stepped into the light, his presence commanding attention. Gasps and whispers spread through the crowd as they beheld the enigmatic figure before them. "He is not a monster," Emily declared, her voice unwavering. "He is Lucian, the kind vampire, who has chosen a different path. He feeds on animal blood and has protected this village from the shadows." The villagers were stunned into silence, their faces a mixture of shock, disbelief, and curiosity. Lucian spoke, his voice resonating with sincerity and vulnerability. He shared his journey, his struggles, and his commitment to living a life of restraint and empathy. Slowly, the initial shock gave way to understanding. As Lucian's words touched their hearts, the villagers began to see the truth behind the legend. Some stepped forward with questions, others with gratitude, and a few with hesitant acceptance. In the weeks that followed, the village underwent a transformation. The once hidden secret of the kind vampire became a symbol of unity and tolerance. The villagers learned to embrace the differences that made each individual unique, and Lucian became a respected member of the community. However, beneath the surface, a darkness was brewing. Emily's intuition began to nag at her, a feeling that something wasn't quite right. As the village celebrated its newfound unity, strange incidents began to occur. Livestock turned up dead, drained of blood, and whispers of fear circulated once again. One night, Emily awoke to a chilling sight. A trail of crimson drops led her out of her cottage and into the heart of the forest. The moon hung low in the sky, casting an eerie glow on the scene before her. There, in a clearing, stood Lucian, his eyes blazing with a bloody mouth. "Lucian, what's happening?" Emily asked, her voice trembling. He turned to her, his expression a mixture of desperation and guilt. "I tried, Emily. I tried to resist, but the thirst. It's too strong." Emily's heart raced as the truth hit her like a sledgehammer. The legend of the kind vampire had been shattered, revealing the terrifying reality that even the most well-intentioned creatures could succumb to their primal instincts. Before her stood a predator, a creature driven by an unquenchable thirst for blood. Lucian's transformation from benevolent protector to bloodthirsty monster was a horrifying twist that shattered the village's newfound peace. Emily's mind raced for a solution, a way to stop the terror that had been unleashed. She remembered an old folktale about a mystical amulet said to have the power to control even the most ferocious vampires. With newfound determination, she set out on a dangerous journey to find the amulet. The path was treacherous, fraught with danger and uncertainty. Emily encountered creatures of the night, faced her deepest fears, and challenged her own limits. At last, after a harrowing journey, she stood before the ancient chamber where the amulet was said to be hidden. As she held the amulet in her hands, its cool surface pulsating with a mysterious energy, Emily knew she had to confront Lucian. With heavy steps, she returned to the village, where chaos reigned. The once happy villagers were now trapped in a nightmare, living in constant fear of the vampire who had once been their protector. In a final, heart-wrenching confrontation, Emily faced Lucian. His eyes were bloodshot, his fangs elongated, and his presence exuded a chilling malevolence. She held the amulet aloft, its power shimmering between them. "Lucian, you have a choice," Emily pleaded, her voice quivering with a mixture of grief and determination. "Fight the darkness within you. Embrace the humanity that once guided your actions." For a moment, it seemed as if Lucian was struggling against the monstrous instincts that consumed him. His eyes flickered with a glimmer of recognition, and Emily's hope surged. But then, a sinister grin crossed his face. "Humanity is weak, Emily. The thirst is strong. You cannot save me." With a burst of supernatural speed, Lucian lunged at Emily and bit Emily's neck. In a desperate act of self-preservation, she raised the amulet, its power colliding with the darkness within Lucian. The resulting explosion of energy was blinding, a vortex of light and shadow that consumed them both. When the light faded, the village was left in stunned silence. Emily and Lucian were gone, their fates intertwined in a cataclysmic clash of light and darkness. The amulet lay on the ground, cracked and shattered, its power spent. The legend of the kind vampire and the horror that had unfolded became a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the noblest intentions could be corrupted by the darkest desires. The village, forever changed by the events that had transpired, learned that true unity came not from denying the darkness, but from acknowledging it and choosing to rise above it. And so, the story of a vampire's secret became one of tragedy and redemption, a haunting tale that left an indelible mark on the hearts of those who survived. The truth of the vampire's secret was more chilling than anyone could have imagined, a twist that left the villagers both horrified and amazed by the depths of the human experience. If you like the story, please do subscribe and like the video. Thanks for watching.